It was 11:47 p.m. on a Tuesday. You know that dead hour where nothing good ever happens. I was alone in my apartment on the third floor of an old walk-up in a decent part of town. My girlfriend Sarah was working a double shift at the hospital, so it was just me, the hum of my gaming PC, and a hunger that hit me like a truck. I opened DoorDash, scrolled past the fancy stuff, landed on a 24-hour diner called the Silver Spoon. You know, the type greasy burgers, milkshakes that are 90% sugar and a 4.2 star rating. I ordered my usual, a double cheeseburger, extra pickles, and a large fry. The app gave me the name of the driver. My photo showed a generic middle-aged guy with estimated arrival 32 minutes. I threw on some sweatpants and went back to my game. 20 minutes later, my phone buzzed. Not the app notification, a text from a number I didn't recognize. It said, "I'm outside. Come down." That was weird. "My building requires a code." I wrote back, "Just leave it at the main door, I'll come grab it." He replied instantly, "No, I need to hand it to you." It's policy, but I was tired and hungry, so I slipped on my shoes and walked down 3 flights of stairs. The hallway light at the bottom flickered. It had been doing that for weeks. The landlord didn't care. I pushed open the heavy glass door. Cold air hit my face. The street was empty except for a single dark sedan with its headlights off, parked directly under a broken street lamp. No hazard lights, no DoorDash signage, just a car idling in the dark. A man got out. He wasn't wearing a mask. He wasn't wearing a delivery uniform. He was wearing a clean dark grey hoodie, jeans and work boots. He was holding a white paper bag with the diner's logo on it. He smiled. It was a tight smile, the kind that doesn't reach the eyes. "Order for James?" he said. I nodded. "Yeah, thanks man." He walked toward me, a measured one, like he was counting his steps. He stopped exactly 3 feet away, too close for a delivery, too far to be friendly. He held out the bag. I reached for it. Our fingers didn't touch, but as I pulled it back, he leaned in slightly and whispered 4 words that I still hear when I close my eyes. "The pickles are poison." I laughed. A nervous, pathetic laugh. Ha! Good one, man. He didn't laugh. He just stared at me. His eyes were flat, not angry, not crazy, just empty, like he was looking through me, not at me. "Check the receipt," he said. Then he turned, walked back to his car, and drove away without turning on his headlights until he reached the corner. I stood there for 10 seconds, holding the oil bag, my heart doing something weird in my chest. It's a prank, I told myself. Some DoorDash driver with a sick sense of humor. Maybe he's high. Maybe it's a TikTok thing. I went back upstairs, locked the deadbolt, then the chain, then pushed the security bar under the handle, the one I always made fun of Sarah for buying. I opened the bag. The burger was there. The fries. The receipt was stapled to the outside. I unfolded it. My order was correct. Double cheeseburger, extra pickles, large fry. But at the bottom where the special instructions go, someone had typed something. Not me. I never leave instructions.it said. Room 3B, 3rd floor. Window faces the alley. James sleeps on the left side of the bed. He snores after and he's allergic to penicillin, and that won't matter. My hands started shaking. I grabbed my phone. I went back to the DoorDash app to report the driver, but when I clicked on order history, the delivery was gone. Not completed, not cancelled, as if I never ordered anything. I checked my bank account. The $18.47 charge was there, pending, but the order itself had been deleted from the platform. I tried calling DoorDash support. Robot voice. Hold times. I hung up after 8 minutes. That's when I smelled it. Coming from the paper bag. Not food, not grease. Something metallic. Something wrong. I opened the burger box. The patty and the bun were fine. The pickles, there were 6 of them arranged in a perfect circle on top of the cheese, but they were dark, almost black, and they were wet with something that wasn't brine. I held one up to the light. It glistened, not with oil, with something thicker, slower. I didn't eat it. I'm not stupid, but I did something stupider. I called the number that had texted me earlier. IT rang 3 times, then a voice answered. Not the driver's voice, a woman's voice. Low, calm. James, she said. You weren't supposed to check the receipt until after you ate. I hung up, blocked the number. Then I called the police. 2 officers showed up 45 minutes later. Officer Ramirez and Officer Dunn. Ramirez was young, skeptical, kept checking his watch. Dunn was older, softer, looked like he had seen things. I showed them the receipt. I showed them the pickles. I showed them my phone with the missing order. Ramirez sniffed the pickle, made a face. Smells like tire shine, he said. Some kind of petroleum product. You'd have gotten sick, sure. But poison? That's a stretch. Dunn was quieter. He asked to see the security footage from the building. There is none. Landlords to cheap. He asked for the license plate of the sedan. I didn't get it. Dark, no lights. I was half asleep. They took the burger and the receipt as evidence, gave me a case number, told me to lock my doors, said they'd look into it. I knew they wouldn't find anything. I texted Sarah, don't come home tonight. Stay at the hospital. I'll explain later. She called me panicked. I lied, said a pipe burst and the place smelled like gas. She bought it. She always trusts me. I stayed up all night. Every creak of the old building made me jump. Every car that passed on the street made me look out the window. The window that faces the alley. The one the receipt mentioned. 8317 AMI. Heard footsteps on the stairs. Slow, deliberate. Not the drunk guy from to C. Not the couple from 4A. These footsteps stopped at my door. I watched the handle. It didn't turn. But the chain on the door, the one I had slid into place, I saw it move, just a fraction of an inch, like someone on the other side was pulling on it, testing it. I didn't breathe for 20 seconds. Then the footsteps went down. I called the police again. They said they'd send a car when available. No one ever came. The next morning, I did what you are not supposed to do. I went looking. I drove to the Silver Spoon Diner. Showed the manager the receipt, asked if he remembered a DoorDash order around midnight. He squinted at the receipt. We don't use DoorDash after PM, he said. Too many thefts. We use our own drivers. My blood went cold. Then who picked up order 442? He checked his sister. Scrolled again. Looked up at me with an expression I will never forget. Order 442 was never picked up, he said. It was completed, but no driver was assigned. Someone walked in, grabbed the bag of the pickup shelf and walked out. Our cameras show a man in a hoodie. He was here for seconds. He showed me the footage. Grainy, black and white. But I recognized the walk, the steps, the smile, the same man. But this time, he wasn't looking at the camera. He was looking at the order slip, the one with my name, my address, my special instructions, except I never wrote them. Someone had added those instructions after I placed the order on the diner's end, inside their system. I drove home in a daze, parked in the alley behind my building, the alley from the receipt. And that's when I saw it, taped to the inside of my bedroom window, 3rd floor left side, was a small piece of paper from the inside, which means someone had been in my apartment while I was asleep. Sometime before I ordered the food, before the knock on the door, I ran upstairs. The door was locked. The chain was still on. The security bar was still in place. I checked every window, locked, every closet, empty, but on my pillow on my side of the bed, the left side, was a syringe, used, with a tiny drop of dried blood on the tip, and next to it a note in the same handwriting as the receipt. You were right to skip the pickles, but you should have checked your arm. I rolled up my sleeve. There it was, a small pinprick inside my elbow. So small, I would have thought it was a mosquito bite, but it wasn't. It was fresh, maybe a few hours old, maybe from last night while I was asleep, while I was sitting in my living room watching the door thinking I was safe. I went to the urn. Sarah was working. I didn't tell her I was there. They ran blood work, toxicology. The doctor came back with a confused look. You have trace amounts of a sedative in your system, she said. Nothing lethal, but also something else. A marker, a synthetic protein. Not medical, not recreational. It's a tracer, like what wildlife biologists use to track animals. She paused, looked at me. James, who are you running from? I didn't answer, because at that exact moment, my phone buzzed. A text from the same number, but this time, it wasn't a threat. It was a question. Do you know why I didn't kill you, James? It's because you are not the target. You are the warning. Sarah finishes her shift at AM. She drives a Honda. She takes the interstate, and her brakes were cut 3 hours ago. You have 20 minutes to stop her, but here's the truth. I'm not the driver. I'm not the man in the hoodie. I'm the person you've been dating for 2 years. Look under the bed. I dropped the phone. I ran back to my apartment. I got on my knees. I lifted the dust ruffle. Taped to the underside of the box spring was a photo. A photo of me asleep taken from the foot of the bed, and on the back written in lipstick, her lipstick were the last words I will ever read. You don't snore, James. You whisper her name, and it's not mine. The front door opened. Sarah was home. She was smiling, and she was holding a blue toothbrush case that looked exactly like the one the hospital gives out after night shifts, except hers was empty.